Ranked is just around the corner, and I want to show you some of these cards and categorize them into three different fields known as quick, consistent, and painfully slow. What up, peeps? Nuggie here, and welcome to today's video where I'm going to be recommending some decks for you guys to play into this season of Ranked that is happening tomorrow upon the time of this video being released. And I just wanted to kind of show you guys what has kind of changed in the meta, if anything, but at the same time, it's the easiest way to show you guys what's best to play and hopefully what suits your style is to split it into three different categories, which I thought would be good, which I'm going to show you two decks that are going to be pretty fast, two like just fast throughout for your rank climbs, two decks that are going to be consistent, and then two decks that are just going to be brutally slow. So just depending on how you want to play. So let's start off with the fast ones here. I'm going to show you just the deck that you've already seen many times, so we're not going to go through it with it too much, but I will point out one of the things that is very, very different, which is going to be that hiking trail. Now, this new card came out in the current set for the Mega Shining set. So this, what I thought when I saw it, was straight away going to be a godsend for Hydreigon Absol decks, and it has proven to be so efficient thus far. Just being able to throw everything down, throw up that hiking trail. For those of you guys that don't know, it's at the end of the turn. If you have less than 3 cards, including your opponents as well, you will draw to fill that up, to fill up your hand, which allows you to be able to get Hydreigon up a lot faster and be more aggressive in that stance. Otherwise, the deck, as you see, is the same as you've seen in the previous seasons. Now, the other deck I wanted to show you as well, which is also a new one, which I do like, is going to be going with this one here, which is going to be Mega Manectric. Now, Mega Manectric is essentially going to replace the Belly Bolt that we saw in the previous season. It almost like a direct change from Tadbulb and Belly Bolt into Electrike and Mega Manectric. But the great thing about this card is that it has no retreat cost, and it does extra damage over time as soon as you get a prize point on the opponent. So this, in a way, is not so new, but the fact that we do have 2 new cards here, which is the Mega Manectric, and I'll bring it up more because you might not be able to see the damage here. This is 80 damage initially. Pair it with the Training Grounds, it goes up to 90 damage. Now, every time you get a prize point from the enemy, you will be able to get 30 more damage added on top of this Lightning Accelerator here. So all up, you will be able to do 140. And if you add in the training area as well as the Rocky Helmet, you'll be able to, most of the time, one-shot things that are going to attack you without worrying about Mega Manectric being one-shotted. And these are your 2 fast decks here. Now, let's go over and see what are the consistent decks that you might want to play in this season's Ranked. Okay, here we are at the consistent section of the video, where these decks are just going to perform relatively well throughout the season of Ranked. And I really like this one just because it's got Baxcalibur, which has really been a breath of fresh air. It's shut down the whole Suicune Greninja thing, and it's still here for this season. Now, this also has performed exceptionally well in tournaments throughout the Limitless website and everything while Ranked is down, and it's just a really good go-to when you're not sure, or if you're having a bad day. Have a go at just playing Baxcalibur again, pick it up and see how you go, because it does give you the draws you need more often than not. And there's not much that has really, if anything, that has changed here. I will say you're going to see a lot of the Pokemon Center lady here. Let me just zoom it in if I can, so you guys know how important this card is. Now, some even do 2 of these just because there is a deck floating around. I was thinking about putting it in the video, but I think you've seen it a lot from when it was first announced. Igglybuff, as well as the new Darkrai that allows sleep to occur a lot with the Altaria decks. This has been just really, really useful for a lot of Excalibur decks and other decks as well to get rid of that. So you're going to see that in terms of consistency for Excalibur decks as well. Now, the other one I want to show you that I do enjoy a lot, just because it's new and it's got like a mechanic that this type needed, was going to be, or not was, but it is going to be the steel deck. Now, this is obviously, all of these decks are really just variations of what you see that we do here, but I just wanted to show you that what is possible. And with this one here, the Mega Sizzle pairing up with the new Reveroom is excellent. Reveroom allows you just basically like a Solgaleo, but in reverse, because you just let me just bring up the card so you guys kind of know what I am trying to explain here. But this ability here, Metal Transport, once during your turn you may switch your active metal type Pokemon with one of your benched, which is really good. So if you do get slept or status effect for whatever reason, you can pull that out, bring it back in at some point and attack again. Doing this here, you can I attach the Mantike. I know there's an Orthworm variant as well, which is also really good, really consistent, but I just want to try and get the Mega Sizzle online ASAP, since Mega Sizzle has one colorless. So this deck is probably what I'm going to use the most in terms of this season. I'll probably be using the two decks, which is Manectric and the Scizor here, that for this season's climb, because I just enjoy playing new cards in the new set to see how it fares among the ranked scene. So from what we've seen so far, as I said, I don't think the meta has changed too much, but at least these two new decks can give you a lot of enjoyment, just because it's be able to go toe-to-toe against the big dogs up there, and it just does really well. So I would say, in terms of consistency overall, Baxcalibur and Scizor are the decks to go to. And last but not least, let's head on over to those who really enjoy taking their time and making games painfully slow, but ending up winning overall. I never thought I'd actually ever create this deck, since I've always disliked it from the start, from when it was ever introduced, but there is a thing to be said that this deck is potentially going to be running around for a little bit as well, just because it did make a comeback in the downtime season of Ranked, and there's nothing really new about this set list. But it's just doing well just based on the meta, and because the meta is what it is right now, having something like this can definitely just make your opponents pull their hair out, i.e. myself. So basically, Dark Tina has returned. It's slow as heck for me, but it is doing well in the scene overall. You'll see it here and there. This is definitely one of the slower decks, and what's really nice about it in a way is that now that we have Dark Tina, and with these stadium cards, being able to use Plaza, have a free retreat on a Giratina if it's in the active there, to proceed to poke away, heal up, store until you have enough energy on both your Darkrai and Giratina to swoop in and take the KO. Now, not much else is to be said here, but I just wanted to bring that attention, and that is one of the slow decks that you are probably going to see in Ranked. Now, the other one is, I mean, it's newer, but it's definitely shown a heap of positive results in the top 10, all the way to just more than top 10, just being able to be ranked #1 and everything, and that's going to be this Mega Steelix deck. Now, this was around previously as well, but again, as I said, because the meta is ever changing, and we talked about how the Baxcalibur deck is one of the most popular and is very, very consistent, you can bring in decks like Mega Steelix. Now, let me just also be clear that these decks have some variants of them, all right? It's not exactly the same if that I'm putting the list here for you guys to see, but most of the time it is going to be. And also with there is a degree of skill for the really, really slow decks, because you can't just chuck everything down. It's not that straightforward. You have to know when to put things down at the right time. But when you do, you'll be able to most of the time beat your opponent with this style of play. And Mega Steelix, as you can see with the Brock and the Onyx there, that's always to build up the energy. The Ice Pops to top up your Mega Steelix in the active. The Indeedis, that's there to be that backup support. I wouldn't recommend putting more than 2 Indeedis down until you know for sure what your opponent's deck is, just because if they do a Sabrina or Cyrus, that kind of cucks you a little bit, especially if you're going to put 2 Indeedis down. At most, you can do 1 Indeedee and 1 Mega Steelix play, but overall, you can see with the amount of healing that we have here, as well as just drawing out the time, it's going to be very hard for the opponent to be able to one-shot the Mega Steelix. On top of the fact that Mega Steelix ability, if you do give him the helmet as well, is going to reduce 20 plus helmet neg 20, which means that the opponent is going to do 40 less damage to you every time. So yeah, I just wanted to show you this is possibly what you're going to see in the ranked season coming up. Choose the style of deck that you see fit to your liking. Best of luck, and I'll see you guys on the next one.